Good afternoon and welcome, everyone. We're excited to have you join us for today's webinar, Transform AI Disruption into Business Growth and Opportunity. My name is Gregory Bledsoe, and I'm joined by my colleague, Devyn Crowson. Together, we represent Chrysalis Tech Evolved, where we help businesses like yours turn complex challenges into growth opportunities through innovation technology solutions. Artificial intelligence is no longer a distant concept, it's here. It's evolving fast and it's changing the way we do business. But with disruption comes opportunity. And today we're going to show you how to harness AI's potential to create real, measurable value for your organization. Whether you're just starting your AI journey or looking to scale existing efforts, this session will provide practical insight and actionable strategies to help you lead with confidence. Leading us is Gregory Bledsoe Sr., our president and CEO. I'm Gregory Bledsoe Jr., operations manager, and with me is Devyn Crowson, our IT security officer. We're also joined today by Matthew, a sales engineer at Wildix, who will be walking us through some of Wildix's AI powered features in just a bit. And of course, we're supported by a talented team that helps bring our vision and services to life every day. Here's what we'll be covering today. First, we'll look at what's really happening with AI beyond the hype. Next, we'll break down the true cost of AI, from time and money to trust and risk. And finally, we'll show you how to turn AI disruption into real business opportunities. This webinar will be more of a conversation between myself and Devyn as we walk through these topics in an open, real world discussion format. Feel free to drop your questions in the chat at any time, and we'll answer all of them at the end of today's webinar. Devyn, people keep saying AI is the most disruptive force since the internet. Is that just hype or is there real weight behind that claim?
Gregory, first off, thanks for having me on. It's absolutely real. The internet absolutely transformed how we communicate and do business. AI is reshaping the exact same way. It's how we do decisions, how we're getting work done, and how we're even protecting our systems.
So, what happens if businesses just ignore it?
It's actually really simple. They're going to fall behind, and they're going to fall behind fast. It's not just in terms of innovation, but in cybersecurity too. AI is helping the bad actors get smarter, but it's also allowing us to have these powerful tools to defend ourselves and stay ahead. So if you're not paying attention to it, you're absolutely missing out, and you're actually at risk as well.
So, it's not just about staying competitive, it's about staying protected.
Exactly. AI isn't optional anymore. It's a strategic necessity.
All right, Devin, let's talk security. We keep hearing about more and more cyber attacks. Is this actually getting worse or does it just feel that way?
Oh, it's absolutely getting worse, unfortunately. The cyber attacks aren't just continuing; they're evolving. They're becoming faster. They're getting more sophisticated, and they're actually getting harder to stop as well.
And I know now AI is part of the problem, right?
Yeah, exactly. These criminals, they're using AI to craft these smarter phishing scams, impersonating employees. They're using like these voice and image tools. They're automating their malware distribution. Essentially, what's happening is AI is putting these cyber criminals on steroids.
That sounds dangerous, Devin. I remember a medical company here in Houston fell victim to a cyber attack.
Yeah, it was just last year. It was a Houston-based medical practice. They ended up falling victim to a ransomware attack. Those attackers, they used an AI-generated phishing email. It looked like a legitimate software update. The employee simply clicked into it, thinking it was a routine update, and it gave the attackers access to the entire system. That was their patient data. It ended up getting fully encrypted. Their entire operations got halted, and they ended up having to pay a hefty ransom just to regain control of their own systems.
Wow, so not only does this hurt operations, it can threaten people's privacy and safety. And that's exactly why we handle updates for our clients so that they don't get tricked into clicking on the wrong thing. We keep them protected before the mistake ever happens.
Yeah, exactly. These that's why using these AI to strengthen our cybersecurity isn't optional anymore. It's absolutely essential. If the attackers are using AI, we have to fight fire with fire here. So those attending the webinar, the question for you guys is, are you ready? Um,
You know, Devin, I think some folks still assume they're too small to be a target. Cyber criminals only go after the big guys. But that's not really how it works anymore, is it?
Yeah, not really at all. If you're running payroll, you're storing customer data, having a bank account. Really, if you're just sending emails out, you're going to be on these guys' radar.
You know, Devin, I remember another incident here in Houston about a small HVAC company.
Yeah, it was a small HVAC company. They got hit again just last year. They weren't huge. It was just about 20 employees, but they were processing payroll. They had stored some client payment information. Again, one employee. They clicked a phishing email. It was disguised as a QuickBook alert. Within hours, what happened is their financial system was completely locked up, and unfortunately, their customer records were also exposed. At the end of the day, the attackers demanded over $30,000 in Bitcoin.
Wow. So this wasn't some massive corporate breach. This was an everyday small business.
Yeah, exactly. These attackers. They're not just aiming high anymore. They're not going for just the big fish. They're aiming wide. They're going for everyone. And in the same way, these attackers are starting to advance with all these AI features. Our competitors are as well. They're using AI to move faster. They're using it to serve smarter and to operate their businesses leaner. So I want to be clear, if you're not actively thinking about how to use AI to outpace your competitors, you're not just behind, you're handing them the advantage. So, Greg, I know we talked a little bit about cost, but is there cost to this?
Yes, doing nothing has a cost, one that adds up fast. Take the logistic and distribution space. Many companies are still using spreadsheets and paper-based workflows. That slows everything down from order processing, billing, customer updates, and those delays, they lead to missed shipments and unbilled hours, which quietly drain revenue every month. In healthcare and professional services, regulations are always shifting. We've seen clinics and law firms get hit with fines simply because they didn't encrypt emails or failed to update their data retention policy. No breach, just no compliance. And those fines can hit hard, especially when you didn't even know you were out of step. In fast moving industries like finance and tech, top talent expect modern tools, smart automation, and secure systems. When they walk into a business still running on outdated platforms and manual workarounds, they see red flags. And when your best people start leaving, your business slows down with them.
Well, Greg, I want to take a moment and kind of pivot here. We've all seen now kind of what's at stake. We know that these threats aren't slowing down. So I wanted to shift our focus just a little bit. I want you guys to think about these next few statements and questions. We talked a lot about all the threats that are happening, and we know we can't control these threats. They're going to happen regardless. So the question really is, what do we have control over? So we have control over our strategy in this situation. And what we control is going to directly shape our future. So, how proactive we are before these threats end up striking. We know that if we can pivot with these moving landscapes with AI coming into play, it's really going to make the difference between falling behind and actually leading the pack.
Now, we talked about how AI can be your strategic edge, and now we want to show you just one of many ways it can help. One thing you can do today is move away from your legacy on prem VoIP system, for example, AllWorks. These systems lack security, flexibility, and AI driven features modern businesses need. That's why we recommend Wildix, a secure cloud based phone system with AI capabilities built in from the ground up. Our Wildix expert, Matthew, is going to walk you through a quick demo of how AI is integrated into the Wildix platform, making communication smarter, faster, and more efficient for your team and your customers.
Thank you, Gregory, and thank you, everybody, for being here with us today. My name is Matt Hosteki. I'm a sales engineer for Wildix in the Americas region, and I apologize. It is a little dark and dim where I'm at. We've been without power for a little bit because of some storms, so I do apologize. It's probably pretty dark behind me. So one of the things that I kind of want to introduce is the why. Why AI? What does it do for the business? Why would we want to use it? Does it really matter? That sort of thing. And you can see here from the statistics, they clearly show businesses see huge benefit from AI just in general. Customers like the speed of service and availability of access. Businesses can see a clear return on investment with AI. And the direction of travel in the marketplace is clear. AI is here to stay, and customers want to adopt it now. Now, what can we do with AI? This slide kind of provides an overview of the key capabilities of our agentic AI platform here at Wildix. We have voice and chat agents for live and asynchronous communication with customers. The AI can handle autonomous scheduling and reminders to keep customers on track. It offers real-time transcription and call summarization to capture key details. In other words, it allows your sales team or customer service team to focus on that customer and that call. Automated CRM logging logs calls, outcomes, and even summaries straight to the CRM, so your sales team doesn't have to do that. Smart call routing directs calls based on intent or rules or the customer's role. And automated follow-ups ensure timely reminders and tasks get completed. Natural language access allows users to easily query our knowledge base. And sentiment awareness helps route calls based on emotional tone or complexity. And the platform integrates natively with key business tools like Salesforce, HubSpot, and Zapier. And of course, we've got open APIs, we've got webhooks, so we've got a variety of means to pretty much integrate into just about any database needed. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the different types of AI, because there are different types of AI, starting with the traditional. It's a progression from if this, then that programming. Think of advanced speech recognition. It's pretty much great at one task only. You program it to do this, it will do that, right? That's essentially traditional AI. Generative AI is more human-like. It's conversational. It understands context in conversation. It can change its response and act on information that it has gathered. The last one is agentic AI. It's generative AI focused on the activities in a business. It can take action from customers' inputs. It can complete tasks, from the beginning of a workflow or a process all the way throughout. Now, Wildix leverages all three of these in our platform, and it's kind of sprinkled in throughout. Now, as a general rule, if you want to, start with AI, we always kind of want to look at the peak contacts and reasons from a business perspective. Now, if you think of healthcare or a doctor or a dentist office, they typically have huge peaks between, let's say, 8 and 9:30, 11:30 to 1, maybe like 3:30 to 5:30, right? And if you think about it, this is because people are either right before work, just as they got to work, on their lunch break, or going home from work, right? What these peak times actually do is create havoc with the business because they can't typically capture all of these calls because they usually only have one person answering the phone at that time. And this is how we can leverage AI. So with agentic AI, customers have access to make appointments 24 hours a day versus just the regular 9 to 5, right? And it can be 7 days a week. When AI is integrated into a booking system, this becomes a 24/7 model, and now you free up somebody else to do something else. Now, every organization has these types of peak volumes. This is where we start to implement AI, and it shows a clear ROI, right? Because this is going to give back to the business in some form or fashion. Now, agentic AI can help address key challenges faced by businesses across pretty much every industry. In the sales or software world, it can automate call logging. It can provide sentiment analysis and give intelligent recommendations to sales reps. This helps them spend less time on admin tasks and more time engaging with customers. In manufacturing and logistics, agentic AI can route service requests, provide access to parts info, and enable hands-free voice commands. This helps address equipment failures and inventory shortages more efficiently. Now, in education, agentic AI can automate absence reporting or manage extracurricular activities and provide context-aware reminders. And this helps administrators, staff, and parents save time on manual tasks across fragmented systems. Essentially, if you've got different workflows in your business and maybe they're the bottleneck, this is a great first place to look where to implement AI. Now, what makes our AI so different? Well, our AI is fully customizable. And while the competition is kind of offering off-the-shelf models, where maybe you achieve 70% of the fit, with Wildix and our team, we can offer 100% fully tailored fit. Now, Our agentic AI offers comprehensive localization supporting 13 languages, included English, Spanish, German, French, and more. It can be easily configured to your specific workflows through a codeless deployment process, allowing for seamless integration. The AI agents are fully customizable with over 200 industry-specific configurations and proprietary training algorithms tailored to your needs. The unified data architecture maintains context across 8+ communication channels, enabling seamless handoffs and a shared memory. In other words, you can actually hand off from a voice bot to a chat bot or vice versa, and they're still aware of the context of that conversation, so the customer doesn't have to repeat themselves. The agentic AI layer is live and available now. So we have deployments already. This is up and working. This isn't futuristic. It is here today. And last but not least, at the core of all Wildix solutions is a very, very secure solution. So this is GDPR compliant with SOC 2, compliance and certification as well. Everything is encrypted on our system, so your data and the communications are very, very secure. All right. So with that, so I'm going to do a little demo for you today. And the first thing that I'm going to show, and I'm going to reshare my screen, would be this. All right, perfect. All right. So what you're seeing now is a Wildix soft phone. We call it soft phone, runs in a browser. You can see some chats here. But what I wanted to do is I'm going to make a phone call into a property management bot. I built a simple bot for property management companies. They all have very similar types of pain points, meaning there's a handful of people in an office handling requests and calls. It could be for rentals and scheduling, for showings and things like that. But it could also be about maintenance requests for all of their current residents, right? And a lot of times they could have 3, 5, 800 different, rental properties or apartments that they have to manage. So that's a lot of inbound call requests. So one of the things I thought about doing is, what if we were to automate that?
Welcome to Property Management Company. How may I help you?
Yes, I have a maintenance request.
Our normal maintenance request hours are Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. For emergencies, please call 867-5309 and leave a message for Jenny. What is your maintenance request? Also, may I have your name and apartment number?
Yes, my name is John Wick, and my apartment is 405, and my refrigerator is running. Perfect. All right. So you will see I just got a notification. The bot took down my name, my apartment, and my issue. So the use case here is pretty common. Maybe we have a couple folks that work on maintenance for the across the different apartments or properties, right? So you can see we've got a handful of users, the users being Luigi and Mario and Princess Zelda here. So if these were maintenance people, now they've got a notification, and the notification goes here to the soft phone. They could get it on their mobile device with the app. We can do things like emails or SMS, but this is a great way to, automate these sorts of things and free up individuals in that office to do other types of work other than just handling the usual routine tasks, right? Now, we can also program the bot to, pull from a database to start talking about the listings. If somebody's looking for a 3-bedroom apartment, 2 bathrooms, or something to that effect, we can do that. You can train the bot to basically handle frequently asked questions. So there's all sorts of things that we can do here. All right. One more thing that I'd like to show you from a demo perspective, and I have to share a different window here. All right. So everybody should see my entire screen. Okay, perfect. All right. So another way to leverage AI in general and really your communication system. So I don't want anybody walking away thinking Wildix is just a phone system. We are definitely much, much more than that. It's a communication tool and a solution to common business challenge. So what I'm talking about here is you're going to see a chat widget. Now, this particular chat widget is on our website. This is what we use, but you can leverage something like this in your own business. It can be on a specific web page. It could be all across your site. It could handle sales, customer service requests, frequently asked questions. It can triage leads. So it can basically capture some information. Now, what does that look like? So I built one here, and this is for a car dealership because that's pretty common. So I'm going to go ahead and start here. We're going to click. It's going to ask for an email. And I'm going to prove that I am not a robot. That's essentially what we're doing right now is just say, hey, I am not a robot. So it's going to send me a little code. Bear with me one moment. And we're off and running. So this is what somebody would see that comes to your website or this particular application that I've built. So you can see I've got some quick, buttons here. So if I were to do something like, hey, tell me about the locations, I've programmed the bot to come back with a list of locations. And it could be hours of service. And we'll see the bot come back with hours of service. And I'm like, great. Now I want to talk to somebody in sales. And you'll notice over here, it's going to add some folks here in just a moment. There we go. So we've programmed this that if somebody were to use the keyword sales here, click the button or just type it in, or we want to hand off to a live representative. And right now, this is essentially kind of like a hunt group or a ring group that you might be familiar with voice calls. So we've added in individuals here and anybody can take this particular chat. Now I'm going to exit out of here real quick and I'm going to come over here and you'll notice from an employee perspective, and that's exactly this, because you can see Luigi was in that other chat. And now I've got the full conversation history and I can go back and forth with that particular person live. So that's a little bit on how the AI can work with your business and be leveraged in a couple different ways. If you're still unsure how it can be done, happy to work through that and have some, conversations with you. So let me share my screen one more time. Oops. All right. And now I am going to hand it over back to Devyn and Gregory.
Yeah. You should be able to hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wow. That was every single time I hear or see that, demo, it always makes me so surprised on how seamless some of that stuff can be. That's just some examples of how AI is working to simplify that communication process and really just give your businesses a smarter edge. So what you saw, again, was just the beginning of some of these features. So here at Chrysalis, what we're trying to do is help you guys identify where AI can reduce your cost and increase your speed. We're going to help secure your infrastructure before it becomes that liability. And we're going to be able to help you guys build trust with your customers and position you guys really as more forward-thinking leaders. And don't worry, you're not gonna have to figure it all out alone. That's what we're here for. We're gonna help guide you through those strategies, all of those tools that are there, and all that transformation that's gonna have to happen and come along with it.
You see, this is not just a tech conversation. This was a business growth conversation. Now, I know the question you're all thinking is, how do I turn this into growth? If you're wondering where to start, we made it easy. Our AI Readiness Assessment is normally valued at $1,500, but because you registered for this webinar, you get it at no cost to you. We'll evaluate where your business stands today, uncover immediate opportunities, and give you a roadmap to leverage AI securely and strategically. Just visit chrysalistechgroup.com/contact to schedule your session. Let's make sure you're not just keeping up, but you're leading forward. Thank you. And like I said at the beginning, I'm looking at the chat now and I don't see that there was any questions. I do see all the emojis. Thank you for your feedback. But like I said, if you want us to take that next step to see how we can really look at your company and see the advantages of AI and how we can strategically give you a roadmap to use it, just feel free to either give myself or Devyn a call, or you can always send us an email. Thank you for your time today.